Hey guys, welcome to a new video. In this video here, we're going to see how we can train a custom ULV8 model for oriented bounding boxes with the Ultralytics HUB. So I'm going to show you the whole training pipeline, how we can upload a dataset to the Ultralytics HUB, a custom dataset, how we can use that directly to train our models, either with the cloud training tool in the HUB as well, or we can also use our own Google Colab notebook and just connect it to the HUB so we can see the live metrics while our model is done training. Once it's done training, we can go into the preview tab, test out the model, deploy it, do inference with the Ultralytics inference API as well. So first of all here, let's just jump straight into the Ultralytics documentation. If we go inside the task, we both have detection, segmentation, classification, post-estimation, and oriented bounding boxes directly with the ULV8 model from Ultralytics. So we have already covered all of these tasks here. We have plenty of videos here in the documentation, so definitely check that out, and also on the Ultralytics YouTube channel. So right now, let's just dive into it. So we can do oriented bounding boxes, which is really helpful in a lot of computer vision applications, where we don't just want the traditional bounding boxes, which is just a rectangle around our object. It doesn't really fit perfectly around it. It's just going to draw the whole bounding box. So right now we can do oriented bounding box, which is basically just a bounding box that is able to rotate. And if we scroll a bit further down, you can read a short description of what it is. And this is how you can use the ULV8 OBB. So this is actually how we can just directly run the pre-trained model with Ultralytics, as you're familiar with from all the other videos that we have done. Here we can see some visual samples from some of the use cases. So it could be like cars. It could also be these boats that we're trying to detect in this harbor. So for these boats here, it is really helpful that we have these oriented bounding boxes compared to traditional bounding boxes. So if we were using traditional bounding boxes, it wouldn't really fit our object nicely. So here we can see with oriented bounding boxes, we're just rotating bounding box and we don't have too much unnecessary detections. So right now we're basically just having our boats inside our bounding boxes, where if we have the traditional ones, we will have a lot more water inside those bounding boxes and we can use the information. So right now with oriented bounding boxes, we can also get the information of how our objects are rotated with respect to some reference, could be the x-axis or the y-axis in the image. And if we compare it to traditional object detection models, we don't have any information about that. We're basically just locating where the objects are in the image. So you can see a bunch of the different models. We can see all the metrics and so on, some benchmarks and all the variations. So we still have the nano, small, medium, large, and extra large. The exact same thing as all the other tasks. So this is how easy it is to train it. You can directly just go in and specify which of the models you want to use, set up the dataset and so on, but you guys are already familiar with that. So right now, let's just jump straight into the Ultralytics HUB. Let's see how we can use this in a practical use case and project. So right now we just have a bunch of datasets in here. If we scroll a bit further down, we have this DOTA8 dataset. If we go inside our datasets, we can already go in and just grab a bunch in there. And if you're going to use your own custom one, you need an annotation tool that can draw these oriented bounding boxes. But if we scroll a bit further down, we can now see we have this OBB. So this is the format that we need to use for a custom dataset. So either we need to export it ourselves or find a tool that exports to the YOLO OBB format. So it's actually pretty simple. For the first one, we have our class index, and then the second one is X1, we have Y1, X2, and so on, all the way up to 4. And this is basically just all the corners of our bounding boxes, compared to if you're just doing traditional object detection, we just need 2 corners of our bounding box. So here we can get a quick overview over how it processes the bounding boxes. So we have these 4 different ways. So you can go into details if you want that. Here we can just see an example where we have all the values for our bounding box and we have class index 0. Here we can see how to use it. All of these things here, we won't really go into details with that, but I've just downloaded this DOTA8 dataset, and now we can go in, train our own custom model on this. So right now, let's just go in and take our dataset. You can upload directly into the Ultralytics HUB. We already have videos about that, so definitely check that out. You can take a custom dataset, export from RoboFlow, even integrate it into the HUB directly with RoboFlow. We have videos about that. So right now we have our dataset. We can see we have our train, validation, and test. We can also get an overview to start with. So just to see if we have some class imbalances and so on. So these are all the different classes that we have in our dataset. So again, we don't have too many images for now. We only have 8, but this will like scale to an arbitrary number of images. So if you just go back here again, we can see we have our train, validation, and test set. So right now we only have our validation and also train. We can see a preview over here with the thumbnails. So we have ship and harbor, small vehicles, swimming pool, tennis court, and so on. So this is all the classes that we have in our data set. So we can also click on the images and just see like the full resolution image where we have all the bounding boxes, the oriented bounding boxes for our data set. So once we have our data set, we can basically just go up and hit train model, and this is how we can train it with the Ultralytics HUB. We can choose which of the models we want to use. Right now, let's just go with ULV8 small. We can see a quick overview over the accuracy and also the inference speed. We can also go down and set some advanced model configurations, but let's just go with defaults for now, which is always pretty good. So now we can see that we can either train with Ultralytics Cloud, use a Google Colab notebook, or bring your own agent if you want to train this model locally or on your own server. So right now we can just specify the number of epochs. We've already went over this for post estimation, object detection, segmentation, and so on. You can choose the instance that you want to use, the balance, and then you can just hit start train. It will do everything for you. But right now, let's just try to go in and see how easy it is to use Google Colab with the Ultralytics Hub as well. So basically just have your hub log in. You will have your API key, copy paste it directly, and then we will set up a model where it's basically just going to specify the path or like the URL to the model that we have just set up in here in the Ultralytics Hub. And then we can call model.train. It will do all of it for us, log the metric live into the Ultralytics Hub, and we can use the model in there afterwards. So let's just copy this code snippet, open up the Google Colab notebook, and then we can use the free GPUs in there and basically just train them. So right now I'm just going to run this block of code. Let's make sure that we're actually connecting to a GPU. So if you want to make sure, just change the runtime. Right now we can see that we're connecting to a T4 GPU. So now we can go down and copy paste this code snippet that I copied inside the Ultralytics Hub as we just saw. And if we just go a bit further down, we can run it, and then it's going to start the training after it has installed all the dependencies and frameworks that we need to be able to train our models. So right now we can see that it starts with downloading all the model weights. It's going to take care of all of it. We can see a summary of the model, and then it's going to start the training right after that. If we scroll a bit further down, we can now see that it sets up the training set and also the validation set. You can see the number of images that we have, and then it's going to start the training. We can see the number of epochs, so 1, 2, 3, and we're going to run 100 epochs in total. If we just go back into the Ultralytics Hub, we can now see that our model is connected. So now we can just see all the metrics being logged live while our model is training, and we can see the exact same things happening in here in our Google Colab notebook. But here we can see all the graphs, the mean error position, the precision recall. So we can both see the mean error position of 0.50 and the mean error position 0.50 to 0.95 in intervals of 0.05. And then we can just see it's going to run for 100 epochs here in total. We can see that the model has pretty much already converged and almost 100% accuracy here in our mean error position, 0.50. If we scroll a bit further down, we can also see the box losses. They're decreasing over time. We can see that it has kind of converged now. We can both see it for our training and also our validation set. We also have this quick overview over our data set, but we already went over that before. But this is how easy it is to train a custom RNet bounding box model with Ultralytics, and we're training the ULV8 model. So we can do the exact same thing with the post estimation, object detection, segmentation, classification, and now also RNet bounding boxes. So you don't need to write any code at all. As I mentioned as well, you can go in and use the Ultralytics Hub cloud training tool as well. Then you don't even need to do the Google Colab notebook. Set that up, copy paste the code snippet. You can just do it directly in here. And then you have your whole computer vision pipeline where we're doing the training. We have a custom data set, train it, export it, and then you can use it in your own applications and projects. So that's it for this video here. I hope you have learned a ton and that you're now familiar with how you can train your own custom RNet bounding box models with ULV8 from Ultralytics. It's pretty cool. Again, you don't have to write any code at all. Train it directly, export it, using it in your own applications and projects. RNet bounding boxes is way better compared to just traditional bounding boxes if you really need that information, where they are, like how are they rotated, and if you just want more fitted bounding boxes around your objects without too much unnecessary information. So I hope to see you guys in one of the upcoming videos. Until then, happy training.